Today we are going to cover conditional logic and conditional aggregation in Excel. First we will work with the if function to create grading labels, then we will use COUNTIF, SUMIF and AVERAGEIF for single criteria aggregation. After that we will move to the IFS and plural forms, SUMIFS, AVERAGEIFS and COUNTIFS, to handle multiple criteria. By the end of this video you will know how to grade values, sum or average values for specific products or branches, count occurrences by month, and extract top or bottom results within groups. We start with the if function to assign grades of O, A, or B to each row. The rule is simple: if a cell value is greater than 100 then it gets O, if it is between 50 and 100 it gets A, and if it is less than 50 it gets B. To make Excel do this for one cell, begin the formula by typing equal to if, open the parentheses, and then for the logical test select the first total sales cell and type greater than 100, comma. For the value if true part type in quotes O in capital letter. For the value if false part we insert a second if function nested inside the first if. Inside that nested if we again refer to the same total sales cell and test whether it is greater than 50. For the nested if's value if true type in quotes A and for the nested if's value if false type in quotes B, then close both parentheses. When you press enter you will see the correct grade appear for that cell, and when you drag the formula down the whole column will populate with O, A, or B according to the rule. This nested if pattern is the classic way to create tiered grading logic when you have 3 or more outcomes. Next we will find the total quantity sold, but specifically for a single product name, dried roses. Rather than summing individual rows manually, use the SUMIF function. SUMIF requires 3 parts: the range to evaluate for the criteria itself, and the sum range to add. So for this problem select the product name column as the range, comma, then type the criteria dried roses in quotes, comma, and then select the quantity column as the sum range. When you press enter, SUMIF returns the total quantity sold for dried roses only. This saves you from manual filtering and adds accuracy to repeated tasks. To find average profit for a particular branch, for example Botanical Lane, use the AVERAGEIF function. AVERAGEIF takes the range to evaluate, the criteria, and the range to average. So type equal to AVERAGEIF, choose the branch column for the range, comma, then type Botanical Lane in quotes as the criteria, comma, and select the profit column as the average range. Press enter and Excel returns the average profit for sales that occurred only in Botanical Lane. To count sales in a specific month, like February, the COUNTIF function is ideal. COUNTIF only needs 2 things, the range and the criteria. Select the month column as the range, comma, then type February in quotes as the criteria. Press enter and the result is the number of sales transactions that happened in February. COUNTIF is very efficient when you need counts by single criteria such as month, product, or branch. To find total sales in January for the product category bouquets, use SUMIFS. SUMIF starts with the sum range first, so select the total sales column as the sum range, comma, then for the first criteria range select the month column, comma, and type January in quotes as criteria 1. Next add comma, select the product category column as criteria range 2, comma, and type bouquets in quotes as criteria 2. Press enter and SUMIFS returns the total sales that meet both conditions, January and bouquets. Note the difference in argument order between SUMIF and SUMIFS. SUMIFS expects the sum range first and then paired criteria ranges and criteria. For an average with multiple criteria such as the average profit for a specific product name and a specific sales grade, use AVERAGEIFS. Start with the range to average, which is the profit column, comma, then add the first criteria range as product name with criteria eucalyptus in quotes, comma, then the second criteria range as sales grade with criteria B in quotes. Press enter and the formula returns the average profit for eucalyptus rows that have a sales grade of B. To count occurrences with multiple criteria, for example how many cash payments were made in the West End branch, use COUNTIFs. Select payment method as criteria range 1 and cash in quotes as criteria 1, comma, then select branch as criteria range 2 and west end in quotes as criteria 2. Press enter and COUNTIFS returns the number of rows matching both conditions. This is the goto function for conditional counts across multiple dimensions. Next we will find the highest sale value for cash payments that also have an O grade. Use the MAXIFS function. MAXIFS's first argument is the max range, so select the sales column. For the first criteria range choose payment method and specify cash in quotes. For a second criteria range choose sales grade and specify O in quotes. Press enter and MAXIFS returns the highest sales value where the payment method is cash and the sales grade is O. MINIFS works similarly for minimum values. For the lowest profit of potted plants in East Side, select MINIFS, use profit as the minimum range, then set criteria range 1 as product category with criteria potted plants in quotes, and set criteria range 2 as branch with criteria East Side in quotes. Press enter and MINIFS returns the lowest profit for potted plants in East Side. That covers if logic, conditional single criteria functions, multi-criteria aggregation with the IFS-style functions, and advanced conditional extrema and ranking using MAXIFS, MINIFS. Practice these formulas on your dataset and try swapping criteria to see how the results change. If you found this tutorial useful, subscribe for more Excel deep dives and let me know in the comments which function pair you want a follow-up video on. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next lesson.